The green sleigh rode all the way to Christmas. What looms beyond? Today is December 23rd and Christmas Eve, if you will, and you are listening to the Arbitrage Trade Weekend News. I'm your host, Darin Harper, bringing you 3 things you need to know for the weekend, 2 interviews that include Color of the Year 2024 and holiday drinks. We also have Daniel's Financial Deep Dive, and his is on 2023, the Financial Year in Review. And then there's a bonus blog titled Reality Took a Vacay in 2023. Also check out our winner and loser this week in the market. The 10-year stays below $4 and WTI crude rose to the mid-73s. Here's 3 things. OpenAI, the startup of ChatGPT, is talking to an Abu Dhabi company about raising money for a chip venture. This new funding could send OpenAI's valuation over $100 billion. Will this happen, or is it an artificial pump? And second is the Biden administration is trying hard to jumpstart hydrogen as an energy source. John Podesta said in a statement, the Inflation Reduction Act's hydrogen tax credit will help build a clean hydrogen industry that will be critical in reducing emissions from harder to decarbonize sectors like heavy industry and heavy transportation. Where does the tax credit come from? Remember the Inflation Reduction Act? Well, pushing hydrogen evidently reduces inflation. Go figure. And lastly, here's the bigs for next week, which is the time between Christmas and New Year's. Monday, Santa crawls down chimneys while Rudolph leads the sleigh. Tuesday, nothing really besides deciding when the tree comes down. Wednesday, still no real economic news. Maybe check your credit card balances. Thursday brings us U.S. initial jobless claims and crude oil inventories. Then Friday, back to no real news, but prepping maybe for lots of booze. I am a poet. As a side note, China does release their manufacturing PMI, which is certainly newsworthy on Saturday. Trade waves sleeping across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
My name's Stacy. I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020.
We were adopted in 2019.
And we were adopted in 2021.
We had a house, and it sounds crazy, but it wasn't a home. The one thing that Jake and Emma brought is it became a home.
When I met Dakota, he had just turned 14.
You weren't there for the first this and the first that. I missed the first words, but we got a lot of other firsts.
Watching her say, oh my God, I cannot believe I got my license. And she's like, I passed. And I'm like, girl.
See them grow. It is...
They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
You and you. Kids in the middle.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete, but it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Hello, Caroline. How are you doing?
I'm
Merry
doing
Christmas.
well. Merry almost Christmas to you.
Yes, it's like I think this will be airing like the day before Christmas.
I think you're right.
So, what are we talking about today?
Well, as we gear up for Christmas and the new year, we are talking about the color that Pantone has picked for their color of the year for 2024.
Ooh, all right. Is it chartreuse?
It is not.
Oh.
It is. You ready for this?
All right.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Peach fuzz.
Peach fuzz?
Peach fuzz.
Okay, so is that like a light brownish kind of?
It's think about an actual
a peach. Yeah,
it's like on the lighter side
lighter
of the
side.
peach skin.
Okay.
If you go to the blog post, the picture for the blog has the color there, so you can see the exact shade.
Color. Well, remember, men are partially colorblind, so.
Well, sounds like a personal problem.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right. So, how do they pick this color? I mean, peach fuzz. I'm like, where did I get the vote on this?
Great question. So that was a question I had. I heard about the color of the year coming out, and I started thinking, well, how do they pick it? What does it mean? What is it used for? And so that's what led me to write this post. Okay. So they've actually done a color of the year since 1999.
Oh, okay.
And it was started as an educational program to engage the design community and color enthusiasts around the world into a conversation around color.
Okay.
And so, I mean, that's a quote from the vice president of the Pantone Color Institute. So that's
okay. He has the authority to say that. Okay.
Right. And they've just kind of used it and talked about how color is the silent language of influence.
Ooh, okay.
And, you know, like red, you think anger and things like that. When I was a high school teacher, there was a study that came out that said in classrooms, it's best to paint the back wall of the classroom in a certain light blue color because it was supposed to be more calming.
Yes.
You know, for the teacher as you're looking out. And so just kind of this influence that color has. And so how was the color chosen? You asked that question. Pantone apparently has a global color experts research team, and they look for new color influences. They look entertainment, arts, just kind of everywhere. And it's actually a year-round collaboration. So they're already starting to think now
for the
about
next
2025.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of crazy. They try to get a wide range of design, cultural, and geographic backgrounds. So it's not just based here in the US.
Fair enough. So crazy question. Is there ever more than one color of the year?
Yes. Did you read my post ahead of this?
I have not. But I'm like, if they had one, why not two? Why limit ourselves?
So in 2 years, in 2016 and 2021, 2 different colors were chosen. In 2016, it was like a pinky rosy color and then like a light blue color that kind of blended together well.
Ooh, okay.
And then in 2021, after the year that was 2020 and the pandemic, they chose 2 very independent colors, an ultimate gray.
Okay. Ultimate gray.
Ultimate, right?
Okay.
It's a nice classic gray, but then they also chose illuminating that was a bright yellow. And so for that, they said they wanted to highlight how different elements can come together and support each other. So they were hoping that would kind of help influence things into the year. They've got collaborations with Ruggable, Motorola, Cariyuma.
So everyone's buying into this color of the year.
Everyone is buying into it. So you will start seeing some more peach things recently. And
that's just peachy.
Just peachy, right?
Absolutely.
And so even look for the trickle-down effect can last for even up to a few years, not just the upcoming year.
Oh, wow. That was very informative. Thank you so much. If you guys want to learn more about it, go to arbitragetrade.com/blog. Thank you again, Caroline, for being here. And we will see you in the new year.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers. He connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Darin, your mission, should you choose to accept it, holiday mugs and shots. Are you ready to drink like nobody's business?
Yes. After this year, yes.
Right?
Bring me more.
Rough. But
don't cut me off.
I will try not to cut you off, but if I see you slurring, you're definitely going to have to stop.
That's very responsible of you, Royce.
I do what I can. For sure.
So we're talking about what?
We're talking about the different holiday, those things that make you feel warm, like mother's milk.
Spiked mother's milk?
Spiked mother's milk that you get at, between November to January time frame. That basically makes you think of home.
Right.
And we like thinking of home as often as possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's you revert back to home. You have comfort food, and I guess you could call these comfort drinks.
These are definitely
in different countries.
Some are spiked, some are not.
Yeah.
So of the drinks that basically that are on this list, eggnog, I'm from the South, and boiled custard. There, you can be in 2 schools. You have 2 schools that you can be in if you're in America and in the South. Boiled custard or eggnog. Some people like the taste of one and not the other, and they will fight you to the.
I will fight you for eggnog.
Yes, that's where I stand. I'm in, club eggnog.
In fact, my sister who moved to Pennsylvania, right outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I just got my Christmas gift.
Oh, excellent.
And it was some Pennsylvania Dutch eggnog.
Oh, that
I have not really broken into it yet, but I can't wait.
Sounds like I'm going to be visiting you at least for a glass.
I've only got so much, yes. But please do, yes.
For sure.
That's what Christmas is about too, is getting with friends and experience friends and family. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Like, I was surprised at how many of these drinks actually have milk in them.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Like you said, mother's milk, yeah.
Mother's milk. So it's like comforting, warm, like hot chocolate.
Right.
Basically, if it's warm and it makes you feel warm inside, especially during the winter months, definitely have at least one spiked or non-spiked. I actually just introduced my daughter to
a drink.
We made eggnog on the stove. So basically, she was like, "Oh, this is really good."
Yeah.
And basically, we chilled it, and then I was like, "Now you ready to drink it?" She's like, "Okay, yeah."
So you're instilling pretty much a tradition that she'll probably carry on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She and my son, they love it. So hey, let more to go around.
I have a quote, as I do every week.
A quote.
I have several, but I just want
All right,
this one makes sense now.
Okay, let's hear.
Based on what we just said.
What did we just say?
All of the things we previously said.
Oh, okay.
Friends who make holiday drinks together slay together. And I can use that term slay in both ways.
Oh,
like that?
Yeah. They kill. They for sure kill.
That's right. And be as merry as your drink.
Be it very nice. My drinks are pretty merry. So.
Yes. I'm feeling the merriness right now.
Hey.
Cheers.
I don't think we should take any of these before we record anymore. I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, but it is or spicier now.
Oh, spicier. I like
it is Christmas Eve when this airs.
So maybe you'll go have some Mexican festivity drink. You can have some German. You can have some sake, not German sake, Japanese sake, eggnog, custard. Hey,
yes, all of the above.
Included the recipe. So if you go to the blog and you see it and you've never seen or heard of these drinks before, hey, head out to Kroger, get the ingredients. You might surprise yourself.
I'm going to challenge people to make it a flight of all of these.
Oh man, that'd be beautiful. At least most of them aren't spiked. I think only 2 or 3 are. So at least they'll be able to get home.
Yeah, we didn't have time to discuss each one, but yeah, if you go to the blog, you can create your own merriness at home.
Yes, sounds great. Thank you, Darin. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you at the turn of the year.
Merry Christmas, Royce.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
2023, when reality took a vacation. If you thought 2022 was wild, strap in because 2023 was a carnival ride of the uncanny and absurd. The line between reality and a fever dream blurred, leaving us blinking and wondering if we'd accidentally slipped into a parallel universe. So grab your popcorn, folks, because these are the weirdest things that happened in 2023. Dancing with an AI apocalypse. Remember Megan, the pint-sized psychopath doll? She wasn't just a box office hit, she sparked a global dance craze with her unnervingly catchy moves. Meanwhile, self-driving cars became less of a futuristic dream and more of a drunken frat party on wheels, weaving across lanes and causing near misses with startled pedestrians in inflatable T-Rex costumes. A bizarre fashion trend in its own right. Mother Nature threw a surreal rave in 2023. It was the year Mother Nature let loose. Giant squids, usually content in the murky depths, decided to stage a beach vacation, sending swimmers fleeing. Weather patterns went rogue, with snowstorms popping up in the Sahara and heat waves turning Antarctica into a disco. And just when you thought things couldn't get stranger, a family of otters discovered the joys of a Swiss spa, taking turns in the jacuzzi and demanding cucumber facials with a surprising amount of sass. We also had politics going Mad Hatter as a tea party. Reality TV meet the Oval Office. In a move that made everyone question their sanity, a reality TV star with dubious qualifications ascended to the presidency of a European nation, promising to run the country based on online polls. Meanwhile, politicians in another country found their inner barnyard, communicating solely through animal emojis in a bizarre attempt at transparency. And in the ultimate plot twist, world leaders, tired of climate deniers, launched a rocket of infamous villains on a one-way trip to space, hoping to solve two problems with one hilarious blast. Don't forget about the bizarre bites and Bigfoot breakups. Remember when everyone was obsessed with that vegan bacon made from mushrooms? Well, 2023 saw a global pickle shortage, leading to riots in grocery stores and the rise of black market gherkins. On a lighter note, scientists finally confirmed the existence of Bigfoot, only to reveal it was just a particularly hairy family living off-grid in the Pacific Northwest. And in a heartbreaking turn of events, Bigfoot Jr. ran away with the Loch Ness Monster, leaving Nessie heartbroken and the tabloids in a frenzy. And you know, life imitates art sometimes, and vice versa. Remember that movie where everyone suddenly developed superpowers? Okay, not quite, but 2023 saw a surge in unexplained phenomena. People reported spontaneous bursts of rainbow hair, dogs learning to sing opera, and grandmas levitating through bingo nights. The internet naturally went into overdrive, and theories ranging from alien intervention to mass hallucinations. As 2023 stumbles to a close, one thing is clear. This year was an epic trip down a rabbit hole. We may not know what 2024 holds, but one thing is for sure, it's got some big shoes to fill in the weirdness department. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a wild ride.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them, but I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
A financial review of 2023. This is the Deep Dive by Daniel segment, and I'll be reading from his blog. From interest rates skyrocketing to recent record highs to AI investing leading the market. 2023 has been a crazy year in financial markets. Many things happened that we could not have predicted. So Daniel is going to break down our top 6 events of financial markets in 2023. The first is the great interest rate hike. 2023 saw central banks globally, particularly the Federal Reserve, aggressively raise interest rates to combat inflation. This great hike sent shockwaves through markets, triggering widespread sell-offs, particularly in bond and tech sectors, while impacting borrowing costs for businesses and individuals. This was marked by the Fed raising interest rates to 5.25 to 5.55, a recent record high. Second, the AI-fueled tech surge. Early in the year, an upsurge in artificial intelligence stocks sent them soaring, driven by optimism about the technology's potential and investor FOMO, or fear of missing out. This surge, however, proved short-lived and fizzled out as broader market uncertainty set in. This did not stop Microsoft from investing $10 billion in OpenAI and NVIDIA from reaching a $1.2 billion market cap. The crypto comeback and crash is third. Following a brutal 2022, cryptocurrency staged a comeback in the first half of 2023, with Bitcoin doubling in value by April. However, the gains were not sustainable, and a crypto winter returned in the second half, wiping out many recent gains and further shaking investor confidence. Crypto has continued to rebound as companies like BlackRock filed for Bitcoin ETFs and look to list early next year. Fourth on our list is the global commodity market turmoil. Geopolitical tensions and supply chain disruptions sent commodity prices, especially energy and food, on a roller coaster ride in 2023. Initial spikes, fueled by concerns about the Ukraine war, later gave way to a correction as recessionary fears grew. Things continue to be uncertain as new war picks up in the Middle East and oil demand drops. Fifth is the banking crisis and bailouts. The relentless interest rate hikes triggered a credit crunch and a banking crisis in the second half of 2023. Several major financial institutions, famously Silicon Valley Bank, faced insolvency, leading to government bailouts and further market instability. This was marked by First Republic Bank becoming insolvent and JP Morgan buying the bank. And last on our list is the rise of decentralized finance, or DeFi. While centralized crypto exchanges faced turbulence, DeFi gained traction in 2023. DeFi platforms, offering peer-to-peer financial services without intermediaries, attracted growing interest as an alternative to traditional financial systems. This would be no surprise later as crypto giants like Binance and FTX saw their founders and CEOs guilty of financial crimes in the US. What do you think will define the financial markets in 2024? Follow us on social media and at arbitragetrade.com to keep up with the latest financial news and market trends.
There are a lot of words I would use to describe my daughter. Kind, strong, hilarious. When I think about how much she's experienced in her life, on a journey that we're now on together as a family,
I'll make you something to eat, okay?
we can't help but be inspired by her every day.
Hey, Mom, we're about to start the movie.
Oh, yeah, I'll be right there. Okay.
So really, we're the lucky ones. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Time to talk about our winner and our loser this week in the stock markets. The loser is Nortan Corp. That is NCL. They're headquartered in California, and Nortan manufactures, wholesales, and retails vinyl flooring products and other decorative panels. It also produces natural and sustainable material-based products for interior finishes and also provides 3D printing technology in the home improvement industry. Monday, it opened at $14.59 and then ran all the way up to $17.50. But Tuesday, the rug pull happened, and that day it dropped all the way down to $2.28. Wednesday, it went down to $1.31 before hanging around $2 by Friday close. And the winner is Invivid, that's IVVD, and it's headquartered in Massachusetts. They specialize in development and commercialization of antibody-based solutions for infectious diseases with pandemic potential. The narrative is that a study for a COVID preventative produced positive initial results. Monday's pre-market, it was at $1.63 and popped up to $4.71 at open. Profit taking happened, and then it brought it back down to $3.88 by Friday close, but still, it tripled. Trade while you sleep and across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is a privately held research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the contents of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to function as investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC, please visit arbitragetrade.com.